is to be represented.
Okay, anyone could elucidate it to us or comment on that? Maybe from this side of the room? Do we need to read it again? We need to read it again. Who could read to us? Let's hear it by someone else. Could someone read to us these sentences, these two sentences, or to put the point the other way around?
Or to put the point the other way around, representationalism is the belief in the ontological distinction between representation and that which they purport to represent. In particular, that which is represented is held to be independent of all practice of representing. That is, there are assumed to be two distinct and independent kind of entities, representation and entities to be represented.
What do you have to say about it? How that might be relating to your practice? Maths, for instance. What do you think? I mean, that seems to me that there is a kind of quite clear connection, no? Maybe not clear. Maybe not a connection.
Probably, if we represent like in surrealism, no? It's a representation but of an imaginary.
What is representationalism?
It's something that connects to a...
What is representationalism? Is the belief in the ontological distinction between representations and that which they purport to represent. Okay, what is ontological? Just so we're clear. Ontological in this context means radical, complete, yeah, foundational distinction. Yeah, that's what, without getting into too much into ontological fully it means here a complete and clear-cut distinction. So representationalism, yeah, is the belief in absolute distinction like that between representations and that which they represent. In particular, that which is represented is held to be independent. Independent is the same as ontological here. Is held to be independent of all practices of representing. That which is represented is independent from practices of representing. How that way of thinking, how could you illustrate it to someone who doesn't know philosophy, but knows photography, for instance? How do you explain to them what this thought means?
Well, it means
the object has its own meaning.
And what is the object?
Whichever you're trying to...
Let's talk about the photograph.
The image.
Yes, the photograph.
The photograph has held its own meaning. It's not related to what you are trying to say through it. It holds its own entity.
Anyone else?
More.
Also, that once the photograph is there, you focus just on the image and without the phase of it coming to be.
What is represented is held to be independent of all practices of representation.
If we all took a photo of you, that wouldn't change you.
Okay. Yes?
So there's a thing when you're with a group of people, social situation, and you have a camera, and you point at them, they change what they're doing.
Yes.
Your camera,
Yes.
the act of photographing it, they change their posture.
Yes.
So
That's
it
right.
does change them.
Okay, that didn't explain this sentence though.
No?
No, because that, in a sense, argued the exact opposite of it. Because what it says here is that which is represented, is held to be independent of all practices of representation. All I want is, not all, but I just want to have an example. Yes, please, Julia.
So in the example of photography, when you take a picture, which is something that is represented, a picture is held independently from the act of taking a photograph, from the photographer himself or herself, and therefore an accurate representation of reality.
So what independence here means? What independence means in terms of the photographic image, in terms of the image in general? Yes, Judith.
That it's separate. No?
It's separate. And what separate means? What does it mean that it's separate?
It's a different entity.
It's a different entity. It also means that the image is objective, isn't it? Yeah? It means that the representation has objective existence. Yes?
Yes.
I mean, this is really quite important that you find a way, not so much to sort of memorize what Barad here says, that's not helpful, but just if you have to find a way to map this sentence onto your practice and see where in what way this understanding sits with your practice. Of course, for Barad, representationalism, with its belief in the independence between the image and the thing that the image purports to represent, is deeply unsettling. She wrote a whole book against it. Yeah? But she wrote a whole book against it because these approaches to the image are so deeply ingrained in us. Yeah? It's very, very hard to look at a photograph and not to see it as independent, even when we talk about it, and with the moment we look at a photograph and identify it with something outside of it, we already fall into this representationalist way of thinking. It's unavoidable. It's not like we can decide to stop representing. It's not like photography can at some point stop representing. If it will do that, it will stop being photography, and it will be something entirely different. The point is to understand the power of representation, to understand that this power is not innocent, that it is culturally constructed, and that it is both a form of power and a form of political agency. Yeah? Then, once you understand that actually we are here in the presence of a particular force, we can do something with it.
Because it holds all these possibilities.
Sorry?
Because it holds all these possibilities within.
Because
only
usually
connected to a reality.
What is typical to representational approaches is that in these approaches, representation is never questioned. It's just assumed, like gravity, as something which is always there, as a sort of universal force of reason, of logic. What Barad is saying is that it is possible to question this approach, and what thing Barad will propose as an alternative to representation. You need to look at the title of this section. From representationalism to performativity. Don't you think that is also quite a good way of describing, for instance, our journey in this course? Yeah? And yesterday, someone said, your students do a lot of performances. Sasha, you were saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But, and there is indeed a lot of performance that people do in this course. But that's not all that what performativity is. Performativity doesn't mean necessarily a performance. It means a relationship to art, which is based on performance. For instance, those of you who came to the lecture yesterday on the event, the work of Onkawara is performative. Even though he makes very representational paintings of the date of today, of the day when he makes the painting, it is not a representation. Yeah, it is a performance. What makes it a performance? That's what we were trying to explore yesterday. It becomes a performance because it inhabits a different relationship to time. Yeah. So you already get a sense that the difference between representation and performativity is somehow connected to time and duration. Yeah? Performativity involves or brings with it a different relationship to time. Not linear time, not chronological. What kind of time? Well, just, jumping ahead a little bit, a few weeks ahead, no. Yeah, to the summer term, Nietzsche calls it the eternal return. It's the time of the cycle, not the linear time. But you should somehow get this sense that the move from representation to performativity, or the move out of representation, is not simply a question of, okay, I need a different subject for my photographs. It's something slightly different. It's a different relationship to time. Do you remember how yesterday when we looked at Leotard? When Leotard is saying that what the avant-garde and the conventional artist have in common is that they both treat time as linear. They both see their own task as producing more and more. And he says real avant-garde, real innovation is about changing the very relationship to time. That's exactly where performativity in the art context begins. The possibility of nothing happening. The possibility of nothing happening is a very good description of what happens in most performances. For instance, Lexi, what is this? Lexi, your performance on Monday. That was kind of nothing happening. The erasure, in a sense, it's a way of making nothing while still making. Okay, that was by the way. Right. Now, how far did we get here? Look, could you continue from here? The system of representation.
The system of representation is sometimes explicitly theorized in terms of a tripartite arrangement. For example, in addition to knowledge, i.e. representations, on the one hand, and the known, i.e. that which is purportedly represented, on the other. The existence of a knower, i.e. someone who does the representing, is sometimes made explicit.
Okay, stop here for a second. Can someone summarize to us what here is said? So basically, the system of representation is made of how many parts? Yes? 3 parts. What are the 3 parts of the representational system? 3 parts of the representational system. Yep. And no, look at the text. Knowledge, representations, known, that which is represented, and knower. Knowledge, known, knower. Knowledge, known, knower. 3?
No.
Now, again, if you need to explain this sentence, it's difficult to see both. If you need to explain this sentence to someone who understands only the language of photography, how would you explain it to them? Yes, Julia.
So there's the idea,
Right.
then there's the image, and then there's the photographer.
What is the idea? So knowledge is the representations. What are representations? Images, yes. So there are images on the one hand, the images are of what? Objects on the other. Yes, there are images and there are objects. That doesn't give us photography yet. What else we need? Exactly. Yeah, that's the same triangle. Photographer, photographs, objects. Yeah? Now, these are things that are kind of completely self-evident, as Sasha was saying earlier. So why are we wasting time thinking about them? Because they are so taken for granted, we never stop to realize that actually it's a construct. Yeah? It's a construction. Because it's a construction, it was constructed at some point. It's a made thing, not a natural thing. Because it's a made thing, it can also be unmade. Yeah. Should it be unmade? That's a different question. That's an ethical question. And we might disagree, that's absolutely fine. But what is important is that we all understand that the basic photographic model is constructed along these 3 points. The photograph, which is knowledge in its visual form, the object being photographed, the thing which is in the world and it is real, and the photographer who kind of connects the two. What Barad is going to argue in a minute, as you will see, is that these constructions is itself already an image. An image of what? An image of a particular ideology. An image of the way power is being organized around, not surprisingly, the subject, the photographer, the I, the ego, the white male, whatever. Okay. Do you want to break? Yes. You thought this moment will never come. Okay. Let's come back at 10 to 12, please.
Let's get 3, 4.